Dr. Roshan Parasram, if anybody know him, tag him. Tell him and he'll have some very serious questions for now. That the thing is getting real. Dr. Roshan Parasram, you made a statement today in a press conference yesterday printed in today's papers when asked by Urvashi Tiwari Rupnaran that what you meant in your clarification of a statement you made 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. And we have the statement that you made. So I won't make it for you. I'll let the people hear what you said. You are now trying to clarify, and in your clarification you have confused me more than ever. So I am going to ask you some questions, Dr. Roshan Parasram. Since you failed to clarify, since you muddled the situation and made it worse. Here are some questions for you, Dr. Roshan Parasram, because your statement of clarification claims that you told the people, you told me, you told my citizens, you told us, you told Trinbagonians, listen to me. I am seeing a spike in March. And it's a little spike. But enough for me because I understand the science of this infectious disease. And it was enough for me to say that it's a dangerous time. That we had to adhere to the protocols and the health protocols and the systems more than ever before. Or we could spiral into a situation of total collapse of the health system, death and degradation to our people. You said that you told us that. You said that you told me that. I kind of OCD with information. I read everything. Every newspaper, no matter how biased, no matter if Judy Raymond edited, I just read it. I look at all the news. I on Facebook watching everything, reading everything, double checking, triple checking. Dr. Parasram, may I hear you tell me that? Before Easter? So let me ask you the questions, since it's not what we thought you said. So it's really that you told we, the citizens, and we didn't take you on. And therefore all the deading and all the pain and separation and the P&M decisions on who live and who dead, who to go in ICU, who to get ventilator and who not, who to lie down in grass, who to go in ambulance, where the ambulance to go, who to go. That is not P&M fault. It's we. It's our fault because you told us, you said, okay, you should be listening now, Dr. Parasram. So let me ask you, on a day where there was 601 cases, well, whatever period, you always confuse me, whatever period, 601 cases reported today in whatever period, but 23 deaths in 24 hours. Nearly a death per hour. In my beloved country, 23 citizens lost their lives now. So this is not no game, Dr. Parasram. Question number one for you, Dr. Roshan Parasram. Please show us the tape before Easter where you told the population about the spike that you saw. Because we can't find it. I had Archie looking, I had Vishnu looking. I see they was talking, Rowley was talking about Georgetown University. I had a young lady who went to Georgetown University, a scholar. She was looking, she can't find it. So my whole Douglar politics team can't find it. So if you have it, Dr. Roshan Parasram, a tape before Easter of you, the CMO, telling me and the people of Trinidad and Tobago, be very careful. Do not go anywhere for Easter. Do not go wild. Stay home and pray. Pray with your families. There is a spike that I see. There is danger ahead. Stop. Pause. Separate. Sanitize. Stay away. Show me that tape before Easter of you saying that. Second question for you, Dr. Roshan Parasram. If you said that, then after you heard or saw or read the statement by the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago that Tobago is open for business. There is no more problem with the ferry. Tobago is the place to be. Come across to Tobago. Anyone who wants to come to Tobago can come to Tobago. The hotels are 73% full. You know what is happening in Tobago? When you heard that statement, which would have gone contrary to what you claim you told us, please show me the tape, the memo, the press release where you instructed the population to ignore the ill-conceived advice of the Honorable Prime Minister and told us, reiterating the need for vigilance, safety, protection, so that we could protect ourselves. Show me that. Question number 3, Dr. Roshan Parasram. You are now saying, because for a long time, when we saw your video, we thought that you were growing some testicles, you were getting some fortitude, and that you had come out and you said, listen, I really advise those in charge, the executive, which is the government, which is the Prime Minister, and which is the Minister of Health, listen, I'm seeing this spike here. And you also alerted your other colleagues like Dr. Hoy, and the other one who coming out like she's a sweet thing now, my poor boy Mark Richards, who I went to school with, poor fella. But anyway, that's a front story. Please, Dr. Roshan Parasram, are you saying now that you did not tell the Honorable Prime Minister what you saw in your analysis of the data? That you did not alert the Minister of Health of what you saw in your analysis of the scientific data with regards to infections and the possibility of an explosion and a geometric increase in COVID-19 infections that could lead to death? Because you're saying today that the people you are referring to is me and my people, the citizens, because you're trying to play the PNM nonsense messaging that is the people to blame. Okay, sir, Dr. Roshan Parasram, then you admit that you kept your information secret. You didn't tell the leaders. You didn't tell the Prime Minister. You did not tell the Minister of Health. And therefore you did not alert the executive and the government of Trinidad and Tobago of the possibility that you saw through your experience and scientific knowledge of danger to the population. Well, then you should be fired, Dr. Roshan Parasram. You have to be fired forthwith. If you did not alert the Honorable Keith Christopher Rowley and Terence Dialsing of what you saw and knew to be true, and now we are all dying and the countries are shut down and businesses are shutting down and we are in total COVID chaos, and you didn't tell them, the people in charge, then you have shirked your duty and your responsibility to your job, your professionalism, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and you must be fired forthwith. And an investigation into criminal negligence into you. Because to have that knowledge, to see that data, and to keep it secret, or to tell it to us, but not those in charge who could tell it to us, and who could make laws on us, and who could force us, and who could put we inside, and lock we up and not exercise, and tell we stay home and eat we some batter, to keep we safe, to not tell them, is bordering on criminally negligent, sir. So you need to talk. You didn't clarify. You made the situation worse. Next question, Dr. Roshan Parasram. When you saw the first set of Palance wildness videos in Tobago on day one of the Easter excursion, after the invitation was offered to the population by the Honorable Prime Minister, even if you didn't feel to correct the Prime Minister at that time because you're afraid when you saw, like all of us saw, the madness that was going on the beaches of Tobago, the madness that was going on in the nylon pool, no extra police, no mask wearing, no enforcement of the regulations that you helped write. Please direct me, the Douglar, and by extension the entire population, to the memo, the press release, the media release, the press conference, where you called upon the people in Tobago to cease and desist. When you called upon Gary Griffith to alert the police in Tobago, send more police. This is madness. This is not good. I've already seen the spike, and what I'm seeing now means we're going to have death and destruction. Show me on day one that you did that. If you can't show me day one, maybe you move a little slow when it comes to death, destruction, and infectious disease spreading geometrically from a small spike that could lead to total collapse of an entire economy and the death of a nation. So maybe you move slow. So show me on day two, when you saw the parties in nylon pool, the palancing, the soca, they pick up something and pelt it away, the bikini clad bumsies on top man neck, no mask. Show me when you came out and had your press conference to say what is going on in Tobago is absolute insanity. Stop it. Show me where you called on the Prime Minister to stop it, to enforce it. You called on Minister Dialsing to put an end to it on day 2 of the Easter jaunt, advertised and invited by the Prime Minister. Show me on day 3, day 4, day 5, Dr. Parasram. I want to read, I want to see, because I must have missed it. And the Douglar don't miss much, sir. I have not seen it, sir. Continuing. Question 5. After the Easter weekend done, and you have seen hundreds of social media posts, newscasts, news reports, even if you didn't get reports from your own health officials on the ground, maybe they don't like you, or they don't have your cell, they don't have your WhatsApp, maybe they didn't tell you nothing. After the Easter weekend, please show me, because you knew from beforehand that there was a little spike in March. Not significant to others untrained like myself, but a trained professional expert like yourself. You saw it and you knew that we needed to be vigilant and careful and enforce protocols and be extra safe, more masks, more social separation, less community involvement. Show me that after 5 days of spreeing with 50,000 Trinidadians going across to Tobago, palancing and coming back, chook up on plane, liming and drinking and hugging up on the ferry. Dr. Parasram, show me, because this is science. Show me your memo sent out to all public health officials warning of the 14-day window where you expect to see increases in cases like never before, preparing them, telling them, get your extra PPE, start to roster extra nurses, get the equipment, the ventilators, put everything on alert, because I know that before there could have been a spike. What I have seen has been totally irresponsible, and therefore science tells me that in 14 days onwards, COVID-19 is going to explode. So show me, Miss Dr. Parasram, the memo you sent out internally to the SWRHA, the NWRHA, to the heads of each hospital, to all of those parallel system, medical system, where you said, because you are good at your job, prepare for the wave, it is coming. Show me that. That sounds so difficult. Does that sound illogical? Show me that. Question number 6. Originally, sir, you said you told people. For 2 weeks, we thought the people was the executive. Now you say it's not Rowley and Diyal Singh, but it's us, the people. Really? I want you all to listen to it, you know. Play the video now of Dr. ROSHAN Parasram. Original statement when we thought he was growing some cojones. Play it.
You recall, I had said in the early part of March that we noticed a considerable increase. People at the time thought that it was too small. I thought that it was enough to cause a significant increase in terms of a snowball type effect if it started in early March, just because we were going into a season. As you know, there was Easter coming up. There was a period where we expected an increased number of people coming together. When you take this kind of increase, it goes one on top of the next. So you double, then you go into quadruple very fast. So you have a small, if you think about a snowball, the effect is exactly like a snowball.
Next week, the end of next week, we move into Easter. And of course, this is not an Easter. That the story going to be the ferry. This is going to be an Easter where anybody who wants to go to Tobago can go and come back when you want. So you know what's happening now? Tobago is almost full and overflowing. The place to be is in Tobago.
So those questions, Dr. ROSHAN Parasram, please. All of those questions. Since now you are trying to say, is the people you told us. You told us, the people. Hey boy, I see something in March. We have to be careful because it could have a geometric increase if we go and palance and drink rum and dance and pick up something and throw it away. I don't believe Archie and Emmett showed that video yet with bikini all over in Tobago and so on, but no big thing. They lapse in. But I ask you all them questions, sir. Please answer. Because this thing is getting very serious. And to the DPP office, the Commissioner of Police, to all your police who are supposed to investigate and prosecute and know the laws of Trinidad and Tobago, I am asking you, not only in his case, but in the case of the Pfizer vaccine, 351,000, do you all see any possibility of gross criminal negligence? Do you all know that people are dying? That this is not no left foot, right foot, UNC yellow rising sun thing. This is very serious in the history of our nation.